Let's get it.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hey, what's good with it, man? This is your boy Rojo, and this is the Rojo Room. But today, it is the three wise men. What's good with it, you guys, man? I got Gunner, I got my boy DUBZ. And today, what are we going to talk about, man?
Man, we're gonna talk about all these mass shootings that have been happening, man, in the news lately and just throughout the country. You know, not necessarily California. Everyone always focuses on what's going on in California, being that we're from the West Coast, man, and a lot of our news is local. But there's a lot that's going on around the nation, around the country right now, especially with what happened just recently over the weekend, man, in Buffalo. You know, the Buffalo tragedy. And a lot of people are sleeping on another mass shooting that actually took place in Arizona, man, where Mexicanos were involved. So it's just it's a tragedy. There's a lot of different reasoning behind it, but I think the number one issue here is mental health. I think mental health plays a big part into what's going on, man. How do you feel, DUBZ, about that?
I agree with that 100%. You know, I'm gonna throw it out there. I always do. I'm a conservative, and whenever we have mass shootings in this country, there's always, to me, the backwards reaction. Let's take guns away from everybody. And I think that's the complete opposite. I think the problem is, like you said, it's mental health, and like people laugh when people say guns don't kill people, people kill people. That's the truth. You know what I mean? I feel like when we start talking about let's restrict guns from people, then only outlaws have guns, and that's even more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that there was nothing that was going to stop this dude. And it seems like every time there's somebody that does a mass shooting, they're fully prepared. I mean, this guy went and got body armor, the one in Buffalo. I don't know about the other one. But, these guys are determined. And it's almost like, when people fall into depression and decide to commit suicide, you can't talk them out of it. And I think that's the same thing with these guys that lose their mind and decide, I'm going to go ahead and just shoot random innocent people. I'll never understand how that becomes a thought. But, obviously it does for some people.
Yeah.
Man, just over the course of the last week, man, we had the Buffalo incident. We had the church down here in California, down south. And then, the Phoenix thing. And I'm going to agree as well. There's no reason whatsoever that I could ever imagine a situation where I would just, in good state of mind, just randomly target people that I don't know, that I have no personal beef with. The Buffalo incident appears to be, I hate to even bring it up, man, because it's always the thing, but a racial, motivated attack. But along with that, like DUBZ says, comes with mental health. You know what I mean? You may or may not choose to like somebody because of how they look, their religion, their ethnicity, whatever the case might be. But at the end of the day, man, to just go slaughter for no absolute reason, that's a sickness, man. There's something wrong with that. Like DUBZ, I'm a conservative as well, very conservative myself. And it isn't the firearm that does these things. I've had plenty of firearms in my life. They've never harassed anyone. They've never mass murdered anyone. They have been there solely in case somebody tries to assault me in a way that I need a weapon to defend myself, that I can't use these because these are number one. Man, it's crazy, bro. The first thing is let's take guns. Let's take guns. That's been on the agenda for so long. And, a lot of people don't realize there's more guns than people in the U.S. If they stop selling guns for the next 100 years, there'd still be hundreds of millions of firearms. It's pointless to even bring up that whole scenario. It's not going to happen with technology, with 3D printers, etc. I mean, get out of here, man. They're not going nowhere. All they're going to do is enhance penalties for when you get caught with them, bro. And it's a shame that these things happen, but it can happen by many other means, man. You can steal a car and run it into a crowd of people. If somebody's sick is going to do something, like DUBZ said, they're bound and determined. They're going to get it done. And that's just individual sickness, man.
Yeah. And I think what I think personally is we need to stop focusing on the actual events and start focusing on preventative measures. More help. If you notice someone that's in your immediate area that looks out of place or looks disorientated or looks like they need some type of help, it's up to us as a community, as people, to provide that help. I think they need to institute more programs. look into mental health issues a lot more. If someone has made previous threats on, say, social media, they need to be red flagged, watched, and brought into a situation where they can be helped and maybe prevent this. You know, again, in a lot of these cases, it just happens. You know, you don't know. Maybe there's not anything that leads up to it. But in this case, with this kid from Buffalo, or from that, you know, he was 200 miles away from Buffalo, is where he lived. He actually targeted an area that was frequented by the African American community. He wrote a manifesto, and he had threatened online. And this is just this has happened. It's like there's a parallel here. A lot of these incidences, they cry out for help. A lot of these guys are crying out for help, but no one's heeding the word. And then it becomes a tragedy. And then after the fact, after the case, we all are looking at it, and then we all talk about what coulda, shoulda, woulda. But there's we need to take it upon ourselves as far as a country to start helping, implement some type of programs.
I think we need to remember, man, we're in a time right now where we've been under this pandemic thing. The inflation is high. Cost of living is high. There's so much uncertainty that these are the times when people turn to drugs and alcohol. These are the times when people that are not going to be able to afford their medications, you know. And when you have somebody that needs medication like this, mental health medication, and they don't take it, or they start feeling like I don't need it anymore, that's when we have problems, man. You know, there's so much shit, there's so many hardships going on that, like Gunnar said, people, I mean, I don't know if that guy had any parents or anybody in his family, daily life, that would have noticed the difference, you know. But if you have somebody in your family that you know is a little nuts and they start acting a little bit more aggressive, you need to pay attention to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, things like this happen, you know. And real quick, this country, this state more than anything, but this country has a bad habit of having knee-jerk reactions. Rather than being proactive, they're reactionary. You know what I mean? And an example is, you know, that weirdo Richard Allen Davis. What he did to Pauly Class fucked over thousands and thousands of people because they used it like 3 strikes. You know what I mean? And then 2 strikes. Let's use 2 strikes. We have to stop being so reactionary. We have to, like, a normal person in their life knows if somebody pisses you off, take a step back, cool off, and make a decision. But that doesn't happen with the policies that are enacted here. You know what I mean? There's so many things that we can talk about, but we wouldn't be able to talk about it enough. I think at the end of the day, we need to just pay attention to our neighbors. If we see they need help, help them, you know, whatever that help may be.
I agree, man. As far as that reaction stuff, man, like, yeah, the Pauly Class thing, that's what started the whole 3 strikes. And, you know, and let's not group in somebody who steals a car with somebody who did the things that Richard Allen Davis did and try to give the same punishment that you would have gave Richard Allen Davis, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, and it's crazy, bro. And let us also, you know, realize that, you know, while the Buffalo shooting, and I don't know about the other ones as much, but I know a little bit about the Buffalo one, while it had definite racial overtones, let us not forget, as members of any race, man, that is one individual. That is not a reflection of white people in general, as Latinos, whoever the shooter is, whoever the victims are. That's one individual with a deranged mentality, man. Let's not make it a big old racial thing, man, because when people get shot every day, man, people want to point to race and push that agenda, and that's not always the case. It's mostly up here, man.
Yeah. And real quick, 2 things, because I'm gonna have to bone out. You guys can continue. 2 things I wanted to point out. One, the shooter, you know, this is a hate crime. No matter what anybody says, you know, people in them jails that he's about to enter are gonna consider it a hate crime, and they're gonna hate him for it. You know what I'm saying? He's not safe wherever he goes from now on. And then secondly, I wanted to say, I did watch, you guys, everybody knows that follows me and my channel. I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV because of shit like this. You know what I mean? But we decided we wanted to talk about it. And one of the things, the clipping that I saw, I just want to remind people, those of you that were, you know, with or pretending to be with that defund the police, one of the people that died there was a security guard. That was a retired cop. And he actually engaged the shooter, shot him several times, laid his life down to help other people, man. Remember, those people, them Judas, they do the shit that we don't want to do. And every one of us that has been to the joint, it wasn't our homeboys that were going to take care of our family when we were gone. Eh? You know what I mean? Keep it real. So hopefully this reminds people, when you see the act of courage of that man, save all that, defund the police. You know, let's just have some peace and love right now in our hearts and just care about our neighbors, eh?
Absolutely.
Good point.
Totally
Good point. Yeah, we definitely have to have police, because as you see with incidents like this, there are sick people in the world that you don't necessarily want with your family. You know what I mean? You don't need these people on the streets. Us three right here, yeah, we've been to the pen, but we're not going to bother you. You know, we were doing our thing. We were in that life. That life didn't affect regular civilians in our cases. You know what I mean? It affected what we had going on with our respective lifestyle. We didn't take it out on innocent society, but for those who do, for those weirdos out there, we have to have police, man, because the homeboy Mike and Chuck, they're not going to go do that shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's you can't do that, bro. What will happen then is the strong will prey on the weak. You know what I mean? And old ladies, mothers, sisters, you know, daughters, they'll become victims, man, if you get rid of the police. Use your head, man. You know, we all grew up in that lifestyle where we don't like the police, but it's time to be an adult. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, fellas, I don't know if you're gonna keep going, but I'm gonna have to head back in the shop. Hey, thank you guys, and remember what I always tell you guys: tell the ones that you love them, because shit like this is real. With that, I'm out.
Gracias, Dubs.
Again, I wanted to put out there, this is the Three Wise Men. We're going to continue to bring you hot topics, unspoken on topics, man, content that a lot of people shy away from, topics that need to be heard, be spoken on, be talked about within our community. We're going to bring you a little bit of everything. Believe that. If you guys, as viewers out there, us being content creators, if there's anything that you want us to speak on, things that you want us to touch on, man, as you can tell, we got three individuals right here, man, that are pretty well versed, highly intelligent, man, and have been there and done that. And you're getting three different perspectives, you know. With me, you know what you're going to get. With Rojo, you know what you're going to get. And with Dubs, what's cracking? You're going to get that talk, man. Northern California, Southern California has come together to collab to bring you the Three Wise Men, because we want to give you all the news throughout the whole state from different perspectives, as well as throughout the country and the world. That's what we're here for. That's what the Wise Men are going to do. We're going to give our take on it. If you have a debate, if you think something in the negative, or you think something that opposes what we just put out there, put it in your comments, man. Let it be known. Let's do it respectfully, and we will get back at you and let you know exactly how we feel. There's always room for debate. There's always room for skepticism. There's always room for optimism. There's always room to talk. So that's what we're doing here at the Wise Men. And man, I hope you guys have a great day.
Yeah, hey, real quick before we go, man, if you guys have anything, we chose this subject because me and Gunner both got hit up in the double-digit amount of times to touch on this. So we chose that topic today. It's something, you know, that's really major nationwide. That's just this last week's been off the hook, man. But it doesn't always have to be negative news. You know what I mean? Throw your ideas out there. Let us know. Whatever we get the most hits on, we're gonna run with it for you guys, man. It doesn't have to be serious and like, damn, mass shooting this and stock market plunges that. It doesn't have to be that, man. It could be cool stuff too. You know what I mean? That'll put a smile on your face. So get at us, your boy Rojo, get at Gunner, get at Dubs, get ever who you know you got their information right here in the comments, and we'd be more than happy to consider your subject matter. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. This is the Wise Men, man. We say that for a reason, not because we're wiser than anyone else, but we feel that we have the necessary tools and skills and we're able to verbalize ourselves and the platforms to bring you this. Of course, the Wise Men Show, which we will do weekly, maybe 2 to 3 times a week if we can. We're starting out slow. Will be brought to you, of course, on my channel right here in the Rojo Room, as well as DUBZ's channel. Make sure you tap into all three: Gunners Collective, Gunners Profiles, the Rojo Room, ACP, as well as DUBZ's channel. And we appreciate the hint, man. We appreciate all the people.
And don't forget, me and Gunner dropped one yesterday. Gunner and Rojo's Reaction Room. We already gained 100 subscribers from yesterday. Make sure you go check it out. It's going to be a good one. We're going to start working on that today as well. And this is your boy Rojo on behalf of Gunner, Dubs, the Three Wise Men. We're out of here. Enjoy your Monday, man.